Egy-kettő.
Dear guests, may I kindly ask you to take your seats as we are about to begin the conference. Please make sure to mute your mobile phones during the presentations. Thank you.
Imagine a world where avatars greet you in a virtual reality environment where various instruments scan your body and, based on the results, plan your meals, workouts, or...
Dear guests, welcome to the first International Conference on Physical Activity and Quality of Life. Our conference is being organized with the support of the National Research, Development and Innovation Office in a tradition-building manner. I am delighted to greet all our speakers presenting lectures and posters at the conference, as well as our audience members. Please allow me to introduce the presidency of this conference. Professor Dr. Miklós Tóth, Professor of the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Pécs, and Head of the Hungarian Society of Sports Science. Dr. Tibor Vadvári, Vice Mayor of the City of Zalaegerszeg. Dr. Ivana Klubová, Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of South Bohemia. Professor Dr. Pongrácz Ács, Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Pécs. And Dr. Gabriela Császár, Director of Campus of Zalaegerszeg, Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Pécs. Finally, let me introduce myself. I am Tímea Molnár-Csákvári, the moderator of this conference. First, I would respectfully invite Professor Dr. László Palkovics, Government Commissioner of Artificial Intelligence, who is going to greet us online in a video message.
Imagine a world where avatars greet you in a virtual reality environment where various instruments scan your body and, based on the results, plan your meals, workouts, or even the amount of time you should spend resting over the coming weeks. Sounds far-fetched? Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, allow me to greet you through my avatar. Would you have imagined a few years, or even just a few months ago, that something like this would soon become possible? Avatar technology now enables us to interact through lifelike digital counterparts, powered by artificial intelligence, capable of real-time communication, interaction, and even representing us in digital spaces. It's clear that with the advancement of technology, the world is gradually opening up, offering more and more opportunities to address everyday problems, challenges, or even diseases. AI can, for instance, analyze large volumes of medical data rapidly, helping with early diagnosis of illnesses and the development of personalized, targeted treatments, thereby improving recovery chances and the overall efficiency of healthcare. For the elderly, one of AI's greatest contributions is safety. It can detect risks such as physiological changes like harmful shifts in heart rate or blood pressure that increase the risk of falling. It helps tailor rehabilitation plans and even reminds users to move, all while taking into account their health status. Artificial intelligence enhances quality of life by supporting prevention, reducing medical errors, shortening diagnosis time, and enabling personalized treatments or movement therapy methods. Whether we are talking about young people, the elderly, or those living with chronic illnesses. But its impact is not limited to data and statistics. AI doesn't just automate workflows, it also empowers people to work more efficiently in less time, allowing for more free time, a more balanced life, and greater mindfulness in our everyday routines. It is our shared responsibility to explore, expand, and harness the opportunities offered by artificial intelligence to improve and simplify our lives so that through human-machine cooperation we can move toward a more complete and fulfilling life. Thank you for your attention.
for this very innovative welcome speech. I now invite Dr. Tibor Vadvári to welcome our guests.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, what is a challenging but manageable task today may be too much or too little tomorrow or a week from now, depending on our mood, our health and physical condition. The fluctuation in our abilities are normal, and our capabilities can even change mid-run depending on how well or poorly we feel. On behalf of the municipality of Zalaegerszeg, I extend a warm and respectful welcome to all participants and attendees of this event with this note borrowed from Mihály Csikszentmihalyi. These words by the renowned Hungarian psychologist and university professor are hardly questioned by any athlete, professional or scientist, and as they themselves have experienced these truths countless times in trainings, competitions and everyday life. We are delighted that this year our city has the honor of hosting this event, the first international conference on physical activity and quality life, and the 22nd National Congress of Sports Science organized by Hungarian Society of Sports Sciences. Welcome to Zalaegerszeg, which is a friendly city of 55,000 inhabitants, and it's located near the Austrian, Slovenian and Croatian border. The venue for this conference is the Automotive Proving Ground, which offers manufacturers and suppliers from all areas of the automotive industry the opportunity to test and develop their latest innovations. The changes currently unfolding in the automotive sector are often likened in significance to the invention of the steam engine. The development of alternative propulsion systems and autonomous driving technologies is all aimed at making our roads safer for everyone. The municipality of Zalaegerszeg considers the promotion of an active and healthy lifestyle a priority. Last October, the City Council unanimously adopted the Mayor's Program for the 2024 till 2029 municipal cycle with no votes against or abstentions. A key component of this program is the Healthy Zalaegerszeg program. Zalaegerszeg was awarded the title City of Sport of the Nation in 1996, and we have strived to live up to this recognition ever since. Whether in competitive or recreational sports, the significance of sport is immense. It teaches perseverance, self-discipline, diligence, to ability to overcome oneself, willpower, and sometimes the ability to endure pain. Moreover, sport is essential for community building. An athlete's success often extends beyond personal achievement, especially in team sport. The spectacular, sometimes sacrificial, yet always entertaining and spirited play of a team can bring joy, inspiration and a sense of escape to many fans. By setting an example of determination and effort, athletes convey values that their supporters can draw strength from in their daily struggles. Thanks to team sports that encourage perseverance, cooperation and conscious thinking, countless friendships have been formed on the field and in the stands alike. Cheering is far more than just attending a sporting event. It fosters a sense of belonging and has stress-relieving effects. When athletes perform well, their fans feel uplifted too. Physical activity is essential for maintaining good health. In our country, where many adults and young people struggle with excess weight, it is even more crucial to emphasize the importance of movement. At the same time, as in every field of life, science plays an increasingly significant role in sports, in competitive sports, where rankings are often decided by the tiniest margins. Scientific researches and findings are particularly important. All of this highlights the importance of this event. I would like to thank for organizers, the Hungarian Society of Sports Sciences, the co-host Faculty of Health Sciences of University of Pécs, and all the speakers for their efforts. I wish you productive work and fulfilling experience. Thank you.
Thank you. I now invite Dr. Ivana Klubova to welcome the participants.
Good morning, dear Mr. Dean, dear guests, dear colleagues. Allow me to extend my warmest greetings to all of you. At the same time, I would like to extend my greetings to Professor Valeria Totova from University of Bohemia, who cannot attend today's conference. Cooperation with foreign partners is very important for the university environment. That is view value to collaboration with the University of Pécs very much, and we appreciate the cooperation not only in the field of education, but also in the field of science and projects. Sharing students' experience on physical activity in different European countries brings many interesting findings and opportunities for the development of research in this field. Dear Hungarian colleagues, I approach the opportunity to collaborate in research projects, and I firmly believe that we will continue to meet and cooperation in teaching, science and project activities. We look forward to seeing you in České Budějovice.
Thank you. Finally, I invite Professor Dr. Miklós Tóth to deliver his welcome speech.
Everybody, it came more or less as a surprise today morning that I should speak here, which was a bad news for me. Good news for you, because I will be very short, try to concentrate on the main points. Now, V4 is a good brand. We very much appreciate that you are here and you have been working together in the last couple of years on physical activity and quality of life, in which I think we agree all, we are all interested very much. When the outlines of this conference were put down, we thought that maybe we should put it together with the annual Congress of the Hungarian Society of Sports Sciences. And let me welcome you also as in the name of the President, which is me, here in the conference. The reason was that it is very nice that members of a project come together at the end of the project and speak all over what they have been speaking about in the last couple of years. But if we mix the audience in these couple of days here, 3 days in Zalaegerszeg, then maybe we shall have more stimulation and more thoughts about our mutual efforts on the field of physical activity and the quality of life. I am particularly happy that in the section 2, section 3, there are topics like physical activity and oncological patients, physical activity in knee and hip arthroplasty, physical activity and gastrointestinal cancer, physical activity and chronic diseases, in other words. And in the last years, we became more and more aware that our skeletal muscle is nothing else beyond moving our joints and bones, nothing else but a little pharmacy, secreting dozens of biologically active molecules which have positive effects on the function of other organs, organ-organ crosstalk, skeletal muscle organ crosstalk. This is a field which explains why in many diseases, for the cure of which we use medicines, medicaments, physical activity is a general medicine, a general beneficial molecule, so to say, in disease states. So with these thoughts, I wish you a very pleasant discussion and sessions. You will be able to visit, I've learned, the premises here, which is quite 22nd century quality in the afternoon. Artificial intelligence is all over here around us, but in the coming hours let us concentrate on our own intelligence. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor, for your kind words. We shall now continue with the plenary session. I invite our speaker, Professor Dr. Pongrácz Ács, Dean of the Faculty of Health Sciences, to deliver his presentation entitled Physical Activity Patterns Among High School and University Students in the V4 Countries.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, allow me to thank you for accepting our invitation and for enabling us to organize an international conference here in Hungary. My presentation will focus on the initial data analysis of a still ongoing Visegrad 4 project. The focus of the presentation will be on the level of physical activity among high school and university students. I would like to highlight that we carried out a similar study in the same countries 10 years ago. Therefore, I will have the opportunity to not present not only a current situation, but also changes that have occurred over past decade. On this first slide, I would like to present the most important date of our project. With this slide, I simply wanted to emphasize the continuity embedded in this project. I especially welcome both former and new colleagues with whom we can now collaborate again. As you can see, we work with a relatively large sample size. Naturally, like any presentation, this one has its own aims, which I would like to define here. Please note that data collection has not yet been fully completed. Our database is currently about 95% complete, and the migration and cleaning of data from objective measuring devices is ongoing. The main goal of the research is to provide scientifically valid data to decision makers in the Visegrad 4 countries that can contribute to both national and international strategies. In the current phase of our research, we aim to include 800 participants per country, of whom 300 were high school students and 500 were university students. In addition to the questionnaire-based survey, we also collected objective data from 50 university students in each country. These students were on actigraph on their hip for 1 week. This cross-sectional study was conducted using quota sampling. The inclusion and exclusion priority were defined. This slide summarizes the main focus areas of this research. In terms of subjective questionnaire-based instruments were examined the following aspects of the sample: sociodemographic, and anthropometry characteristics, frequency and intensity of physical activity, as well as the volume of the sedentary behavior, health-related behavior, health competence-related, health literacy, sport and sleep habits, along with knowledge of related recommendations. We also examined another highlight area, screen time and online behavior patterns. In addition, and mentioned earlier, physical activity was objectively measured using GT3X 3-axial accelerometer actigraph. On the next slide, we present the distribution of all research samples across the Visegrad 5 countries. As of May 22, 2025, a total of 4,538 respondents completed our questionnaire. Of these, 2,644 were university students and 1,894 were high school students. For competence, we also present the distribution of our 10 years old database by country and type of educational institution. Altogether, our database now contains usable data from 8,920 individuals. On this small heat map, I would like to show the geographical distribution of our sample based on IP addresses. In presenting the results of my research related to physical activity, I would like to align them with the most commonly used benchmark, the WHO recommendation. The global guidelines aim to promote a healthy lifestyle for age groups while also addressing the risk associated with sedentary behavior. The WHO recommendations are likely familiar to most of you. Children and adolescents at least 60 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per day. Adults at least 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity per week, or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous intensity activity. Minimizing sedentary time, ideally spending less than 8 hours sitting per day. And now our results. This slide shows how many high school students met the WHO recommendation of 60 minutes of daily physical activity in both 2015 and 2035 based on self-reported recreational activity. In 2050, 19.6% of high school students met the daily 60 minutes target through recreational physical activity. This proportion significantly increased to 26.1% by 2025, meaning that more than 1 in 4 high school students now meets the WHO recommendation. If you can see, the highest compliance was observed in Poland and the lowest in Czechia. It is encouraging that all countries show positive trend. Now let's look at students over age of 18. We received both encouraging and thought-provoking results. The 2015 44.3% of university students achieved the WHO recommended 150 minutes of moderate or vigorous recreational physical activity per week. Back then, Polish university students had loss rate among Visegrad 4 countries 39.5%. In 2035, the overall percentage slightly increased to 44.7%. However, when we examine international trends, we see that, except for Poland, all countries show a decrease. Hungarian university students had the highest compliance rate. Poland demonstrated a statistically significant improvement. On this slide, we examined another important variable: the amount of time spent sitting daily, which we compared the WHO guideline. Let me emphasize that in this case, a lower value is considered for a variable. In 2015, 17.9% of university students in the Visegrad countries exceeded the critical threshold of 8 hours sitting per day. In 2025, the Visegrad countries' average remained nearly the same at 17.8%. However, there were country-specific differences. You can see in this slide. And the next slide, I will summarize my results so far. In 2015, 80.1% of students met the WHO guideline for sedentary time, and 44.3% met the recommendation for physical activity. However, only 38% met both guidelines simultaneously. By 2035, this proportion increased slightly to 39.3%. In this figure, we aim to identify the high-risk group with the university student population. It shows those students who exceed 8 hours of sitting per day and fail to meet the 150 per week of moderate or vigorous physical activity. Based on the calculated values, the risk group increased 10.3% in 2015 to 11.3% in 2025 across the Visegrad 4 countries. Country-specific analysis reveals that Poland had the highest proportion of the risk university students in 2025 at 13.8%. And it is now clear how much change has taken place over the past 10 years. I would like to strongly emphasize that we bear serious responsibility in helping our society live a more health-conscious life. It is our duty to continuity reminding public health policymakers and decision makers that both the quantity and intensity of physical activity are proven to increase life expectancy. Furthermore, even without strictly adhering to helpful recommendations, just 10 minutes of brisk walking a day can increase healthy expectancy 1 to 1.5 years, both women and men. I am certain that our research finding can contribute mindfully and both autonomous and joint strategies of the Visegrad 5 countries. I promise that once the research is complete, the results will be published in a scientific form. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for this very insightful presentation. Dear guests, we will now continue with the section presentations. The conference includes 3 sections: seniors, youth and university students, and physical activity of people with chronic diseases, as well as a poster section for young researchers. Please now take your seats in either room 1 or room 2, where the section presentations take place. And just a technical note, a technical message. I was informed earlier that there are still some speakers who haven't uploaded their presentation to the computers in the section room, so please, if you have the opportunity, to do so. Thank you very much all for your kind attention. I wish you all a pleasant and enjoyable time now in the coming days. Thank you so much.